We welcome you back. This just in to the newsroom.
Apology.
Have you rescinded your apology?
I rescind my apology, and I would like one from the whole crew.
Nope.
Right.
Including you, Ernie.
Hold on.
I want
Kenny.
one from all of y'all. Why do I get an apology?
Kenny, I apologize.
Because Shaq lost in the first round his second year in the league.
Okay,
he did not go to the conference
So
finals.
that was
like
not
I said.
winning basketball.
That was not winning basketball.
And I didn't point that out, but I did laugh.
No,
And so
because
I
you don't know what it
apologize.
takes. You're getting beat in the first round.
Yeah, Jack.
You too.
You said
No,
Jack.
I want an apology from you too.
He said it with conviction.
No.
Apologize to the man.
Apologize to me.
Kenneth.
Yes.
New York Smith.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Can I get
apologize.
one from you as well now?
Kenneth. Rob, something wrong with the mics.
I'm like, I know this guy's career.
Hey, Kenneth.
I've followed you your whole life.
Hey, what do you say we change
I'm sorry,
change
Kenneth.
course and talk about the draft lottery?
Barely.
Because that was held today in Chicago.
Man.
And the Washington Wizards.
They might be really good next year.
They might. Well, they
First
got.
time since they changed the format in 19 to those three teams with the worst record all having an equal chance.
Tell you what,
that the actual team with the worst record in the league won the lottery.
Utah, tell you what, the Wizards, they going to get Trey and Anthony back, but the Utah Jazz could be really good next year. Because you're going to get some, I tell you, everybody loves AJ Dybantsa, and I do too, but I'm going to tell you something. Watching college basketball, that Caleb Wilson kid at North Carolina, man, it's going to be hard for him to pass him up.
Let me say this also. You know, we've been watching the lottery through the years, and a lot of times there's really good reaction from the team that wins, the guy who represents them. Not always. So in terms of comparison, here's just a little bit of something we put together.
The second pick in the 1985 NBA draft goes to the Indiana Pacers.
The horseshoe works. Basketball is back in New York City, my friend.
The second pick in the 1992 NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. And that means Orlando's got it.
The second pick goes to the Toronto Raptors. And that means that the first pick in the 1996 NBA draft goes to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Picking second will be the Utah Jazz, and that means that the number one pick in the 2026 NBA draft goes to the Washington Wizards.
The Washington Wizards win the 20.
I would say subdued might be
I think
Way to be excited, John Wall.
John is it was a little,
It was subdued.
It was a little subdued.
Congratulate him. He just took a job down at Howard University.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
One of the great universities in the world.
But you could have been excited, though.
Yeah, come on, John. Show a little bit more excitement.
Operating Officer Mark Tatum.
Thanks again, Malika. The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Chicago Bulls. The third pick will be made by the Memphis Grizzlies. Picking second will be the Utah Jazz, and that means that the number one pick in the 2026 NBA draft goes to the Washington Wizards.
The Washington Wizards win the 2026 NBA draft lottery. Remember, they made a huge trade last season. They added Anthony Davis, they added Trae Young, and now they will have a number one pick to pair alongside their young core. Jay Will, you say wow.
Well, just the fact that all the stuff looming around Anthony Davis and them being there and then getting Trae Young, and you think about the likes of what AJ Dybantsa or Darryn Peterson could be within that system, what a huge win for the Washington Wizards.
Can I say wow again?
Exactly.
I mean,
W in Washington
certainly
stands for
they
wow.
made the two trades at the deadline with Trae Young and Anthony Davis, and then you can add an impact player at number one. It changes the dynamics of your organization here.
Our senior insider, Shams Charania, is joining us here as well. Shams, what does this mean to this franchise?
I mean, a massive get for Washington and Utah, right? And you think about the bottom, those are the two bottom teams, and the new anti-tanking rules are set to be enforced starting next season. That is in the works, and so this really being the last year where you have teams at the bottom that are not going to be faced with now moving forward the relegation zone, where the bottom three will actually be punished, and then the rest of it from 4 to 10 and beyond will be a flattened odds system. And a team like the Miami Heat today finishes 13th. And their team, I'm told, has been supportive of this flattened odds of competitiveness because the marketplace really helps them being in Miami where players obviously want to be at. So listen, next year moving forward, Brad Stevens said it the other day, it's going to be much more competitive.
Right, and to your point, Shams, this is the first team to win the lottery after finishing with the worst record under this current format. But as I said when I was walking around chatting with some of these players, ultimately, Jay, this today, yes, it's about teams and it's about their futures, but it's about where these young men are going to be stepping forward in the NBA.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of tough decisions to make, and it's not a no-brainer at number one. AJ Dybantsa and Darryn Peterson, that's going to be a tough decision for Washington. And we have some years where you say it's a no-brainer. This is not. And you've got a number of difficult decisions that are going to be made throughout the top 10.
Yeah.
But the good news is that no matter where you fall in the top 10, you're going to get a really good player. This is a deep draft of star caliber talent.
And we've talked about just the depth of this draft, how it's one of the deepest that we've seen. And really, there is so much talent as you look up and down where this lottery has shaken out here, Jay.
Malik, I watched a guy like Michael Brown Jr. go for 40-plus in a game. I watched Darius Acuff do incredible things. I watched Keaton Wagler do incredible things. The names go on and on and on about the talent. So like JB said, you're in a lottery. You're going to get top-tier talent that could potentially turn into a franchise-like player.
Well, how about the team like the Clippers at number 5? You know, they go into losing the play in here. They still have Kawhi Leonard, and you get a top 5 pick in a strong draft for a team that's changed the corner a little bit as far as going younger with a player like Darius Garland to build around. Now you get another pick to add to this group.
When you look up and down, Shams, this draft lottery, not just at the number 1 pick, which, yes, we've spent time talking about, and certainly congratulations to Washington here. What stands out to you?
I mean, the depth. That's the one thing when I talk to team executives, when I talk to everyone involved in this draft, is this could be the deepest, most talented draft up and down. And so you look at teams that have fallen, right? You think about the teams that might fall out of the top 4 or 5, whether it's the Kings, you think about the Nets, you think about teams that try to be competitive year in and year out, like Miami. This is a deep enough draft where you're going to get a player, and someone is going to always rise that you're not expecting as well.
Caleb Wilson is someone, Bobby, who you had a conversation with and were so impressed by.
I could have talked to him for about 3 hours. I think he's an extension of what your coaching staff is as far as on the court. I love his demeanor. I love his basketball IQ. If we're using an NFL terminology, I kind of equate him as like a free safety, the ability to impact defensively, steals, blocks. I think wherever he goes, he's going to make an impact to a team here.
And tremendous upside. Like, he can really pass it as well, and I think he's just scratching the surface of how good he's going to be.
Especially when you see some of these workouts when the ball is in his hands, which it wasn't in his hands a ton at North Carolina, and also his ability to shoot and stretch the floor. I mean, there's still so much of Caleb Wilson's game that we haven't seen yet that I think it's going to blossom perfectly at the NBA level.
Well, now we know the way that the lottery has shaken out, and we march towards this 2026 NBA draft. What are you going to be watching, each of you, real quickly, most closely as we head towards June?
Yeah, I mean, there's teams that fell that could have potentially put themselves in position. You think about Miami, Golden State in trades, and so now a lot of them going back to the drawing board.
The number 1 pick between Peterson and Dybantsa is going to be really intriguing, but then where's Caleb Wilson going to go? I think that's a linchpin in this draft, because you could see him go as high as number 2, but you could also see him a little bit further down. And then the guards. There are a number of great guards in this draft. Kingston Flemings of Houston. We saw 3 guys on the same day go for over 40, all of them freshmen.
I think with everything going on around John Morant, Memphis at 3, with all these guards that we've been talking about, curious to see what Zach Kleiman and company does there.
Well, I know we've talked a lot about the guards. I'm interested, and they're not here in the top 10. Where do the Michigan players go? Certainly the bigs in Michigan, the national champions. Whoever's outside of this top 10 is going to get a really good player here.
Oh, and certainly here is Jeremy Woo's updated mock draft after the lottery. You can find the entire mock draft on ESPN.com/NBA. Hey, thank you for watching the NBA Draft Lottery. The next stop is the Draft Combine, with coverage on Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 to 6 Eastern on on ESPN2, and the NBA draft is already just over a month away. First round will be June 23rd on ESPN and ABC. The second round will be June 24th on ESPN. On behalf of our entire crew here in front of and behind the scenes, I'm Malika Andrews saying so long from Chicago. Congratulations to the Washington Wizards who've been awarded the #1 pick. Sending it out to my brain. This is agony. Well, the stakes, they couldn't be higher. Thank you, Brian, for that trip inside the lottery room. Now, it is time to meet the representatives on stage here with us today. Representing Charlotte is forward Con Knippel, the 4th pick in last year's NBA draft. Miami has sent 2006 NBA champion and Hall of Famer Alonzo Mourning. Representing Oklahoma City is the 12th pick in the 2003 draft, Nick Collison. Golden State has sent Larry Harris, Assistant General Manager and Director of Player Personnel. And representing Milwaukee is Mallory Edens, the daughter of Bucks Governor Wes Edens. Chicago has sent 3-time NBA champion and Hall of Famer Tony Kukoc. Representing Dallas, a Mavericks legend, 4-time NBA All-Star Rolando Blackman. Atlanta has sent General Manager Anzi Saleh. Remember, the Atlanta Hawks won this draft 2 years ago. Representing Memphis is 2004 NBA champion Tayshaun Prince. And here at Sacramento is General Manager Scott Perry. Representing Utah is guard Keontae George. Brooklyn has sent Nets guard Hall of Famer Vince Carter. As for Indiana, they've sent guard TJ McConnell. And finally, representing Washington is 5-time NBA All-Star John Wall. And now, NBA Chief Security Officer Leon Newsom is escorting the only person here who actually knows the results of the draft lottery. Vlaska Maravkova from the accounting firm of Ernst & Young, who's delivering the sealed envelopes here to the podium. And now, my friends, it is that time. It's time to get started. Here's NBA Deputy Commissioner and Chief Operating Officer Mark Tatum, who will reveal the lottery picks for the 2026 NBA Draft.
Thank you, Malika, and happy Mother's Day, everyone. Good luck to the teams. The 14th pick in the 2026 NBA Draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. The 13th pick will be made by the Miami Heat. Picking 12th in the NBA Draft will be the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Remember, the Thunder, they received this pick from the Clippers because of the Paul George trade in 2019.
The 11th pick belongs to the Golden State Warriors. Pick number 10 will be made by the Milwaukee Bucks. The 9th pick in the NBA Draft belongs to the Dallas Mavericks.
So that means that Chicago has jumped into the top 4.
The 8th pick goes to the Atlanta Hawks.
Remember, Atlanta, they received this pick from New Orleans due to the Derek Queen trade last year.
Pick number 7 will be made by the Sacramento Kings.
That means that Memphis has also jumped into the top 4.
Picking 6th is the Brooklyn Nets.
That means that Utah is going to be in the top 4.
The 5th pick in the NBA Draft will be made by the LA Clippers.
So the Clippers received this pick from the Pacers because of the Ivica Zubats trade in February, which means The top four will go the Chicago Bulls, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Utah Jazz, and the Washington Wizards. All that's left to be decided now is the order. So coming up, we will see who takes home that coveted #1 pick in the